Hi. I'm your host, Bryce Beatty, and today I have Dane Tyler with me.
Hello.
Tell me something about yourself that nobody knows.
Well, I can't tell you something about myself nobody knows. I mean, my wife knows absolutely everything about me, whether good, bad, or ugly. So the best I can do is tell you something you don't know about me. How about this? The reason I use a pseudonym online is to prevent people who might be looking for me from finding me with my legal name. So I don't exist anywhere on the internet under my legal name, at all. That's pretty secretive, right?
I always figured that it was, because you were hiding from the law. How come you write horror instead of Harry Potter fanfics?
Why do I write horror? I fell in love with horror and scary stories a long time ago. I knew after reading Edgar Allan Poe, Shirley Jones and later Stephen King, I'd never want to write anything else. The trick is, I don't feel my stuff is horrific enough. Or is that horrible enough? I always want that edge of the seat, sleep with the light on images in someone's mind. I want them, well, afraid. I've never even read a Harry Potter book. And I dare say, I never will.
How about a Twilight fanfic then?
Twilight fanfic? That's blasphemy in my horror religion. No sparkly vampires. Even the Count from Sesame Street didn't sparkle. No way.
What was the last horror novel or story that you read? Was it any good?
The last horror novel I read was either Horns by Joe Hilking or Mr. Shivers by Robert Jackson Bennett. I guess the new thing for authors is to use 3 names, so I'd better come up with one for the J in mine if I want to sell. And while it's not exactly a horror novel, I loved Sylvia Plath's The Bell Jar. Really great stuff. Her prose is so clean and crisp. Almost like Amy Tan stuff. Amy Tan, by the way, is one of the authors I admire most in the world, from just a sheer prose standpoint. It's powerful, poignant, clear and sharp. She's amazing, and has the power to make even someone from another culture understand hers. Feel hers, actually.
Speaking of feelings, what are you afraid of?
Heights. And spiders. Definitely heights and spiders. I'm both acrophobic and arachnophobic. Yeesh.
You know, I watched the movie Arachnophobia as a kid, and to this day I check for spiders before sitting on the toilet. Here's an idea. You should write a story about a guy who was chased off a cliff by a pack of giant spiders.
Yeah, arachnophobia had a pretty potent effect on me too. I wasn't a kid, of course, but I'm still not a fan of spiders. I saw this movie called The Believers or something like that with Martin Sheen, where a woman had spiders come out of her face. Her face. Ugh. Something about giant spiders makes them kind of comical. Sort of 8-legged freaks comical, you know? I think I'll stay with those that lay eggs in your ear while you sleep. Or in your hair. Or in your rectum. I dunno.
I think Rectum Spiders would be a good name for a band. Tell me about your short story collections.
My short story collections are just that, collections of stuff I wrote which I knew wouldn't find a home anywhere. At least, not while I was unknown. Or fame challenged, as it were. Knowing how anthologies get accumulated, by request, generally, unless you're Stephen King, I figured the only hope I had was to self-publish. When the Kindle store started allowing authors to self-publish to the Kindle platform, I knew that was for me. The stories are just little pieces from my blog. Some are more novella length, up to 20,000 words I think, but most of them are in the 1,000 to 10,000 range. I like the short story, I always have. It lets the author get to the point, focus on the particular scene or vignette of choice, and put in as much impact as you can manage. I think it's a fantastic way to sharpen scene writing skills, and a good way to develop story structure analysis skills too. I tried my hand at a World War Z style zombie apocalypse vignette, a ghost story, and just any weird thing which came to mind. A lot of them started life as flash fiction pieces for my fiction blog, where I participated in the Twitter Friday Flash thing. You write a piece of 1,000 words or less, tweet the link, and add your story to a collector on madutopia.com. It's pretty fun, and it kept me writing. Only 1,000 words at a time, but it kept my hand on the keyboard. So it worked well.
When is the world going to get a chance to read your fully edited ghost hunting novel?
I wish I knew. As my ability grew behind the scenes, meaning, even though I wasn't writing I was getting better all the time without even knowing it. How? I have no idea. My distance from the story grew. When I finally returned to editing it, I was able to slash huge chunks of wasted prose out of it. Useless scenes, stuff that didn't forward the story at all, things like that. When I finished, the front part of the story was tight and concise and short, and the back? Well, the back end didn't survive much at all. I guess I started writing more as a serial for my DeviantArt page and blog than I did as a story, and that shows in the final edits. When I either go back and fix it, or go back and re-edit and have some mercy on it. I can't say which will come first. I wanted to have a trilogy ready for either submission to agents, or as Kindle platform ebooks. But my computer died at the end of last year, and it took me a while to get a new one. In the meantime, I haven't had time to recover my data, not to mention not having the means, and it's tough to squeeze it all in with a family and new job and all. But you know how that goes, don't you?
Anything else you want to add? Now's your big chance to say anything you want.
Can't think of anything.
Okay. Thanks for stopping by.
Thanks. This was fun.